Welcome back to Beer There Drunk That. We are all naked this week because we're all recording from our showers. We've done
Woo!
a lot of good noise canceling to get rid of the water sounds. We're really just breaking through on a lot of technology today.
My mic is completely underwater right now, so kudos to our sound guys out there who are going to fix this up. We've got a great team of folks behind us.
Uh, Many
Very,
guys
very excited.
and gals.
Couldn't do
Yeah.
it without him. Couldn't do it without him.
I do have to say, or rather point out before we get started, that I have not memorized the passcode to get into this Zoom every week.
Oh my
Um,
God.
Nor have I written it down. So what I do is I scroll until I find it. But today I'd be smart in the search box to see all the texts. Well, I couldn't remember any of the series of numbers, but I could remember the passcode, which is beer. And so then I searched beer, not thinking about the fact that I mentioned beer over text multiple times a day, probably.
So not just us, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
Yes.
at least 6 times a day.
Yeah, exactly. So it took even longer than usual to get it. But
Oh
one of these
my
days
God.
I'll just, I don't know, write it down,
Put it on a
memorize it.
sticky note on your computer, maybe.
Yeah.
And for that reason, that's why we are not a tech podcast.
That's
No,
right.
no tech
Is for
reviews.
that reason right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Boo, boo. Let's go back to the Stone Age. We're ready.
Yes, I've been saying that for months, if not years.
So
All right.
fellas, who wants to share what we're talking about this week?
Well, it was Luke's idea.
It was Luke's idea.
Yeah, and actually I think it was kind of fun how we came to it, spinning the wheel based on just a couple suggestions we each gave. Well, anyhow, if you're not caught up or you haven't listened to last week's episode,
Which you should.
then yeah, you may be very confused about all the shower talk. Well, the reason why we're talking about showers, okay, getting clean, is because we're talking about shower beers, one of the most sacred thinking places known to man. It's one of the sacred drinking places known to man, too. Although that could be quite literally anywhere if you have either a problem or are in college. So, or just a resident of Milwaukee. That is
Yeah,
also
I've moved
um
into a to an apartment and there is just a shower beer holder here.
As one should have. Any
yeah,
good shower has that.
yeah.
I
Oh, that
fellas,
was for soap? I was supposed to put soap in
I
that?
think Sophie
Oh.
put my shaving cream in there, like when we moved in and we're setting up the place, and I was like, no, 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 that's for a
nah,
beer.
that doesn't go there.
That's
You
Yep.
for
don't
a
want to
beer.
mix that up.
Come on,
Boo.
Sophie. So, guys, I did want to share with you. I was like, I don't know, I'll say more or less doing some research on shower beers. So, this is the Wikipedia entry for a shower beer. It says a
Okay.
shower beer is a beer consumed while taking a shower. While the concept is not complex, it did not become a cultural trend until the first decade of the 2000s.
Huh.
So,
A lot of drinking occasions
apparently
between then and now.
apparently nobody knew what a shower beer was before like 2000.
Well, you forget before 2000 there was no indoor plumbing in the United States. That's a
That's
fact.
right.
Don't look it
That's
up.
right.
And
Because
it was
Y2K was the one that connected all the plumbing, right?
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
that makes sense.
it was what's the religion where you can't drink indoors? Um, I think that's Islam. You're not supposed to like drink alcohol indoors. Like that's like I'm not joking. Like
Is it
there's
at all or is it literally indoors?
it's indoors because my good friend Andy, who you guys know,
Hmm.
he has to go to Malaysia for work every so often, and he's like, yeah, like if we like want to have a beer like at like a restaurant, like we have to sit outside.
That's
Is
so interesting. I did
is
not
the
know that.
shower, does that count as inside or because it's simulating something that occurs outside, rain and such?
We gotta get
Is
to the
that kind
bottom
of
of
an
this.
autonomous zone?
Yeah, it's like how waters are international.
I'm gonna go talk to some of the Islamic leaders locally here and put in my 2 cents and
I I,
ask
I
I
mean,
for
don't
I'm
know
help.
that
actually,
if that's the proper religion or not. It is a semi-major religion in the world, is all I know.
I'm only like 3 blocks down from the Islamic Center of New York, like right down there. So I think we have our answer.
Well, you
I
just
can go
doxed yourself,
ask
so
some
What's
questions.
get swatted, asshole. Raid every apartment in 3 block radius.
um I mean I think there's a lot to discuss, right? And you said it right in that Wikipedia explanation there, right? It doesn't sound complex, but I think we're going to drag it out and make it so. Um
You do
so
have a knack for making the simple complicated, like just
oh yeah.
a pancake, for example.
Oh my God, that was terrible. I do have a superpower
You
to
have,
just unintentionally make something so unbelievably complicated that never had to be that way at all. Like just ordering a pancake at a restaurant.
yep, you're very good at it.
You cook it on both sides, but one side more than the other.
No,
And
the
the
worst
best
part is
part,
it's not even like for preparation.
no,
It's
the
like,
worst part is you saying, "Oh, you asking the waitress, oh, does fruit come on top of that?" She goes, "Yeah." No, I don't want that.
Oh my God.
Does
We were
does
talking
the powdered sugar does the powdered sugar come on top of that? She goes, "Yeah." Okay, I don't want that. Just say you want a plain pancake
with French fries on the side.
with French fries on the side.
that was old Luke, okay? I'm a changed man. I have a refined palate. Now I'll mix the French fries in with the batter beforehand. I'm not
Ooh.
some animal.
Nice. Good for you.
Well, fellas, I just cracked this beer. It's called Edmund's Oast, OAST,
Cool.
Oust, Brewing Company.
Mm, mm,
It's a
mm.
oh
Oh,
shit.
we
Oh
have some
shit. That's
spillage.
a lot. That's a
All right.
lot of foam that
Talk
Donnie
about
got.
that beer. I'm gonna leave.
Well, that's funny though, because this is called a fistful of foam. On God. It's called a fistful of foam beer. It's a Czech style pale lager. It's pretty good. I'm enjoying it.
Well, it looks like Donnie's getting prepared in the background. What I will say is actually, and Donnie, as you're tuning back in here, this is a perfect way to introduce truly what we're trying to capture here. And that's you don't have to be as careful about beer hitting your mouth or getting on you when you're in the shower. Okay.
Not at all. Especially not when you're drinking Hevelius Caper. This is an 8.7% Polish beer. There's a Polish grocery store on my block. And I was there. I usually go and buy bread there because it's like within walking distance, and I don't eat a lot of bread. But like when I want to make something with bread, I like it because they sell half loaves of bread, and I can just get like a little bit and make some sandwiches for a couple days. Anywho, I was waiting in the checkout line, and that's right where they just have these giant ass bottles of Polish beer. This is a full like pint bottle. Um,
She
Wow.
said, "I'm in."
and I grabbed it. And so this is like I looked it up. It's just like a strong ale.
Hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
God bless the Polish. There's some drinkers over there. My
Fuck.
grandfather
Look,
being
I
one of
heard
them.
you're. Yeah, I was gonna say I heard you're not even Polish though.
Now that one's not true. I got the last name to prove that.
I wish when I went to Poland last year for work, I wrote down what beers I drank because every time we were at a restaurant, like I would just look to my Ukrainian coworker, like he's from Ukraine, lives in Poland now. Um, I would just be like, "This is what I like for beer. Tell me what I should drink." And he would just say this one, and I would say, "Okay, I'll have that one" to the waitress.
I mean, if it works, right?
And they were all good beers. I remember we went to Aldi because that was the only grocery store in the town where we were staying,
Okay.
like to get like bottles of water. And I just saw like it was again like you can't see it on the pod because you're listening, but it's just this giant brown bottle of beer. And I grabbed like one of these. I'm like, this looks cool. And then I drank it in my hotel room watching Modern Family in German.
Nice.
Yep.
Um, that actually brings up a really good question that I was going to ask, and I was going to save it for later, once we started defining different things. But I don't think we have to have a specific order to some of the questions here. My
Okay.
question regarding shower beer is what makes for a better, more fitting, and better tasting shower beer? One you consume after hard work, or one you consume on vacation?
See, I think there's a third type of shower beer
Oh,
because in my head, I think there's two like factions of shower beers. Good day shower beers and bad day shower beers.
That's a very important
Because
distinction between the two.
I have had shower beers where I spent all day like painting my friend's house. Like I was helping her out when she moved into a new house. I helped her paint some rooms. And I just remember like going home. It'd been probably 7 hours. I helped her move into the house too. Like I remember doing that and I just remember I brought two beers into the shower and I chugged them. Like I was in the shower for maybe 15 minutes and I drank two Leinenkugel summer shandies. Um, so that's kind of how I am. Like I think there's extra factions to that. But to your question, Luke, I do think the hard work is more rewarding, but I think the vacation is more enjoyable because you
okay.
have no cares in the world.
Yeah,
Because
I'm
even
I'm
after hard work, you still may have other stuff to do.
yeah, I'm right there with you, Donnie. I agree. I agree with what you said. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind when I hear like a vacation shower beer is I'm like in my head, I'm on the Cape with in an outdoor shower drinking a beer. And to
Balls in the
me,
wind.
like that,
Oh,
dude, that like to me is peak shower beer. Like I know you said kind of the rewarding factor if after doing yard work or working hard, which I think there's absolutely something to be said for that. But if I can picture the most perfect shower beer, that's it to me.
And that's why I think that one has a higher high than the high of like
Yeah,
a
I like that. I think the hard work one has a higher floor, but the vacation one has a higher ceiling.
correct. That's
I like
exactly how
that.
I would put
I
that.
think that's a perfect way to put it.
I don't know if you guys have ever done it too, like in college or adult life. You ever done like a pregame shower beer? Like you're getting ready to go out and you just like you're like, fuck it, like I got to get the juices flowing. Like
Yep.
here's a
Yep.
beer. Like
And
that's a
in fact, a lot of my vacation beers happen not because like I'm rolling out of bed and I'm jumping in the shower to get ready for the day, but actually getting ready for an event where I know there's going to be some drinking that's going to take place. But like I can think of so I went to Nashville. Keegan was here for that.
But you
And
went to
like I
Nashville?
with Keegan.
well, I have very fond memories of like we're everybody's getting ready to go out to the bars and I'm like, well, I better hop in the shower, whatever, grab a beer in there, one of those like it's not like a tub, it's like one of those tile floor showers. It's like this
Fancy.
is this is great, and I'm a shower thinker. I don't know if you guys do that, but
Oh,
I
all the way.
that's like prime thinking time. And so I'm just going over, the events of the day and the week thus far. And so that's like I have very fond memories of that for sure.
I appreciate the input. And you know what, Luke? It's actually funny that you say that because I did find something else in my research that's actually more scientific.
Okay.
So now this is a quote from Christopher Hollingsworth, MD, so a medical doctor who is at the time New York City NYC Surgical Associates. So he says that shower beer is actually a great way to improve productivity and creativity. And so scientifically, if we can get a little scientifical, um,
Please.
the reason that is because showers in general are a great way of releasing dopamine. So dopamine is one of I'll say your brain chemicals, your neurotransmitters. And it's with like joy is the best. It's the happy, one of the happy chemicals is the best way to think about it. And so adding one drink that can assist your creative juices due to your relaxed mindset. So showers already kind of help with that dopamine. And then when you relax the brain too,
I
Well,
the
that's
contrast of a hot
perfect.
shower and a cold beer is like it just does something to you, man. Like
I
I didn't even need the science on that.
no, it's just clarity. It is.
I mean, you think of some of the great minds, Albert Einstein, uh, that Tesla dude, Neil
Larry the
deGrasse
Cable Guy.
Tyson, Copernicus.
Steve will do it.
Yep, Donnie, Keegan, and Luke. All of us are all of us great minds. We're shower thinkers and shower drinkers, okay? This is
Oh, that's beautiful. Wait, that needs to be a t-shirt.
yeah, it does. Yes, it absolutely does.
We'll get the design team. We'll get our president of design on it.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're still working on the show us your cans shirt.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we
I
gotta
just
wait for that to
we
drop.
still got to make it like, is it show us your cans or I like nice cans?
I I don't know.
We'll,
We're
we'll
gonna have
have
to
a folder.
workshop it a little bit.
Well,
Yeah.
should we leave it up to the voters?
Is that our poll for this week? Is just what should our shirt say?
I'm I think that's fair. I like
All
that
right.
question.
I'll reiterate it at the end of the show.
I didn't have a very exciting question this week, so I'm down for it.
Yeah, I mean, can you push it off another week? You can save it for next week there, Keegan.
I absolutely can, I promise.
I'm proud of you, Keegan.
There
Thank
we
you.
go.
Well, so now all this talk about like settings of shower beers, the results of shower beers, the benefits of shower beers, it's good for you. It's
Health-wise and
self-care.
otherwise.
It's self-care. What to you gentlemen embodies a shower beer?
Has to be refreshing. I think it has to be like an easy drinker, a beer that makes you say "Ah," at the end of it, you know? like I know I am less prone to them than you guys, but like I think heavier beers are off the table for me in terms of shower beer.
I
Mm-hmm.
100% agree.
And that's
Mhm.
not to say they don't have their time and place. I love those beers in the right situation, but I just don't think that they're not getting in my shower, damn it.
So I think, and I think we mentioned this a very, very early podcast where we were talking about, some topics we may discuss in the future. We were talking about that there's some similarity between choices for shower beers and choices for lawn mowing beers. And for
Agreed.
some of us, I'm looking at you specifically, Donnie. There's definite overlap because I think the lawn mowing beers you typically consume happen in the post mow shower or like
Yes, I
wash
do.
off.
I do not own a riding lawnmower in my current residence, so that is correct. And I do like I was gonna mention, like I mentioned, Line and Google Summer Shandy. I do
Mhm.
think that's a great summer shower beer for me too, because it's just light, it's easy, and it's drink like I don't want to get out of the shower and have more beer to drink, you know? I want the
Mhm.
shower beer to be contained within the time that I flicked the switch and I turned it off.
Yeah. We have to obviously scrub responsibly, so it does have to be a contained experience.
Correct.
Um, so I agree with you because I actually think that Line and Kugel is a great, great choice for a shower beer. Um, a number of their different flavors I can see in that setting, and I've definitely consumed the grapefruit one in
Oh,
in
yeah.
the shower. And that may have been a Christie Lake shower, which is one of the most primitive,
Canadian
bizarre.
waters, man.
Yeah. No, but I think that versus my personal definition of an ideal lawn mowing beer, that a shower beer should have a fruity element or does a little better to me if it has some sort of fruity element. Now, the reason why I say that is because I just remember being a kid and you get like a fruity popsicle or something and you get it all over your face. Now, of course, I've had a beard since I was 4 and you get it all over your face and that. And then I just remember like a wet washcloth coming up finally to my face when I'm ready to come in. I got grass and all that. So I feel like a fruity element is perfect for a shower when you're ready to get clean and get refreshed. I think I I personally enjoy that aspect. I think that's the right setting.
I like that. I like that a lot. I think it's a good. I mean, I know, yeah, Donnie and I kind of mentioned For lawn mowing beers, we prefer the fruitiness there, but I think there's definitely an overlap. I think there's something to be said for that.
And I
For
think they
me,
help with the drinkability too. Like I think
absolutely.
fruity beers are generally easier to crush than non-fruity beers. Like I think that's a
Mhm.
universal standard, unless it's a super tart sour.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yep. Um, yeah, no, I mean I kind of agree with what both of you said. I think you said it, Donnie, but like a nice hot shower with like a fresh out of the fridge, like ice cold beer. There's just not much better in terms of that contrast. It hits different every time.
And I will say too, I was thinking about this. Um, I think personally, the best way to consume a shower beer is out of the can.
Oh
I
yeah.
agree.
I think we are in relative agreement of like our rankings of like how to drink a beer is like draft is number one, unless it's heady topper for that matter. Like
Right.
um I think bottles is number two and then cans is three. But usually when I drink a beer out of a can, as you guys probably know, I always pour it into a glass.
Hmm.
Sure.
But I would not like I would bring the can into the shower. I have tried it with a pint glass in the shower. Not great.
I
Gets a little
just
watery.
I'm just tired of stepping on broken glass in the shower.
I try.
But
My drain can't handle anymore.
my poor scarred up feet, they
Uh,
just can't do it.
but I do think that's the I do think just like cracking open a can and drinking it in the shower is just right.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
think about it. How many like when I think about a shower, it's nice and refreshing. So you think about like to me, my next step is like a pool. You can have glass in a pool.
No.
You
there
have
you go.
plastic or aluminum, right?
Yeah.
I think it transferred to the shower too. So
I want to throw something out here,
okay.
and I want to hear whether you guys have done this before in your shower beer experiences or not. Um, Now I know you said cold beer, hot water. Have you
If you
had
tell me you microwave your beer, I'm gonna kick you off this podcast right now.
Dude, that reminds me, real quick tangent. That reminds me of I used to work at an independent senior living center as a server, and oh my God, I would hear some of the just the most bizarre and at times frustrating things. But one of the there was one night where the talk of the freaking town was that at like 2 in the morning, there was some big fire alarm that went off, and everybody had to get out, and it was a whole ordeal. And it was because Janet microwaved aluminum foil. Uh,
Damn it, Janet.
That's
now,
badass, dude.
she had microwaved whatever, I think it was aluminum foil, whatever it was that caused fire alarms to go off. It was a whole big thing. Now her response was they changed that. You used to be able to do it.
She
She was
doubled
like trying
down.
to make the yeah,
Oh,
she was trying
she
to make the
doubled
case.
down.
No,
But anyhow,
do you know why you can't microwave like metal typically?
why?
So it's not the act of metal itself. It's that a lot of metal things, like if you put a fork in or a crumpled up ball of aluminum foil, it's that like metal conducts the electrons and shit like that get excited. And like with a fork or like a crumpled up ball of aluminum foil, they're so close to one another that it like the electricity jumps. And it's jumping a lot because there's so much radiation bouncing around.
So
So like
what you're
if
saying
it
is
was like
that
a big like flat circle, odds are nothing would happen.
wow.
Like
That
it
was gonna
like
be my question. I was gonna say if I just like
if you got a
took a
disc
rolling
of flat
pin,
aluminum, you would be fine
you can
probably.
microwave it. Okay.
Don't
Who
Yeah,
do that.
who's
but
volunteering to
Janet had to
microwave?
have her sub reheated and
My high school calculus teacher did that on accident because he didn't realize they were foil lined on the paper. Um, Mind you, he had a PhD in statistics and also won the lottery. So
Must be
when he told
nice.
us that, yeah, he had like Patriots season tickets too. Like he would just come in on like a
wow.
Monday looking tired, and we'd be like, "Did you go to the Pats game last night?" He's like, "Yeah."
I went on a tangent. Oh yeah, okay. Your thoughts, gentlemen.
Yep.
on
We
not quite reversing the temperatures, but it's after, yard work or whatever, and you're taking a cold shower and you have not a super, super cold beer, but one that maybe you had out for a little bit in a can.
I am anti cold shower. I like no matter the situation, I want my shower to be warm.
Keegan,
Oh no,
what do you have to say about
I
this?
could definitely I like cold showers. I mean, like I think about like growing up playing baseball, it was so hot and I'd be a mess, I'd be so sweaty, and even like the car at home, I'm so hot. Getting in like a cold shower, it's that initial like but then after that,
No,
it's nice. It's
I
nice.
I ran
I
track into college, man. Like I just
You
couldn't
can't
do
do
it.
it. Yeah, I
Couldn't
don't
do
know.
it.
I don't I never after hockey. Hockey was always a warm shower. But like
That's fair.
summer sports, I'm down with a cold shower. And then as far as the beer, no, I wouldn't say I'm anti like lukewarm beer, but I definitely don't
Well,
prefer it.
I'm talking in this
I'm
case.
anti Luke and I'm anti warm beer.
Nice. Nice.
But I'm not anti lukewarm beer.
I guess
Uh,
what about you, Luke? What do you think?
so I prefer cold showers.
All the time.
As I okay, not in the winter,
Okay.
obviously. That's not going to happen. But I'm thinking vacations, typically warm vacations. Yard work, I'm typically pretty overheated after. These are occasions that I want a cold shower. And in a cold shower, where I'm also most of the time drinking, um I want a beer that's not quite the same temperature as the water,
Which makes
but not
sense.
not warm. And I figured I might be in the minority on that one. Um, but I had to be upfront. Okay, I
I,
couldn't hide it anymore.
I appreciate your candor.
Again, I do need to give cold showers a try. Like again, I'm like you're always on the move, Luke. Like you are a very mobile person. Like you sitting still is not often. So like I get that. And for me, I like again, I stay active, you know. I exercise in some shape or form most days of the week. But for me, it's just like doesn't satisfy me. Like,
Mhm.
you know, I've had that feeling of like, wow, I am so hot and overheating. I need to cool down in water. Like I'll never forget, we were in South Carolina at my stepmom's parents or family's lake house. And we were on the boat, and the like fuel pump broke. And so we just got like trapped out in the lake for like 3 hours. Until
Jeez.
like we like got cell service and called someone to get us to tow us back. And I remember I was just so hot and sweaty that whole day. And I just remember like I would because I didn't wear my bathing suit. I wasn't expecting to swim. And I remember as soon as we got back into like our dock, I just dove straight in the water, fully clothed. Because I was
Yeah,
like,
I
I
mean, you
need to
got to
cool
do
down.
what you got to do for sure.
I mean,
No,
okay, so if we're
But in the
broaching
shower, it feels different to me. I don't know.
I can understand it. But if we're broaching the topic of lakes, I'm gonna bridge the two. At the Wynn's Cottage, we do lake showers. So you go into Lake Ontario with your shampoo and shower in the lake.
I do it at my uncle's house every
I
time I'm there.
It's the best. It's awesome. There's
I
nothing
wake up
like
in
a
the
lake shower.
morning, I throw my bathing suit on because like I don't know if about you guys. I don't know if you know this about me. Every morning when I wake up, I need to shower. Like it's just like it gets my day started.
Yeah.
And
oh,
so like at
cool.
my uncle and aunt's house, I wake up like most people are prepping coffee, eating breakfast. I don't do either of those things. So I just like go, I grab the bottle of Dr. Bronner's and I just hop in the lake.
Just hop in the lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, lake showers are awesome. So it broaches the subject. I've never tried a lake shower beer,
Next time I'm there, I'm doing it.
and I'd be
Oh,
very intrigued
Next
to
time
do
I'm there, I'm
so.
doing it.
Yeah. So you'll have to let us know your thoughts, Donnie.
It'll at earliest be sometime next year. But
Okay.
Let
Oh
us
man.
know too if you run into the situation where you mistake the shampoo in one hand for the beer in the other.
Try not to drink a mint beer with the Dr. Bronner peppermint soap.
I don't know. I'm dandruff free in my mouth though, so it's great.
You just ever accidentally mix up your toothpaste for your deodorant?
Oh my God. I
It's
put
like once
hair
every
gel.
2 to 3 months where I like grab my stick of deodorant and my toothbrush at the same time, like, this don't go together.
I did. I have done it where I put my clear hair gel on instead of my because they're in similarly shaped, containers, whatever. And so I put it on my toothbrush, and I wish I could say I didn't bring it up to my mouth, but it was the taste that had shown me I had made a
Oh
terrible
God.
mistake.
There was
Oh
one time in
God.
college, this was freshman year. I remember I've had an electric toothbrush for years. I love it. I remember like you have to put it in your mouth before you turn it on, otherwise the toothpaste goes everywhere.
Right.
I put
Mhm.
toothpaste on my toothbrush 3 times. I didn't drink at this point in my life. Like you guys knew me then. I was not drinking alcohol. Um, and I put toothpaste on the toothbrush and turned it on like 3 times, and it sprayed everywhere in the men's bathroom on our floor in college. And I remember looking at myself like, did I fucking forget how to brush my teeth? Oh, I think we need to take a break, gentlemen,
I
because
need a
these
break.
All
stories are getting
right.
wild. We'll be back shortly and actually talk about beers we like. Okay, we're back. This time we're all in baths, actually. We converted our showers into baths, so now we're just kind of relaxing.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
late
Can I
night scrub.
can I say I have never the only bath I've ever enjoyed is an ice bath, like in the trainer's office.
oh, dude.
Other than that, I don't think I've ever like enjoyed a bath.
I
I've
used
never
to
taken an ice bath.
I used to hit those. Dude, Teddy used to
They're the
throw in the
best.
iodine and it
Oh, they're
would
the
just be
best.
fucking frigid.
Yeah.
My
No.
friend she used to get like rashes, and she would literally go down to before track practice, she would go down to like a sports bra and like spandex and just like 7 minutes in the ice bath with it constantly agitated.
Mm,
Oh my God. Like I would do
yeah,
my
it's
feet when they would get like when I get like my arthritis flare ups and stuff. But she
yeah.
would do
Well,
full body in high school, and like I was like, Rachel, you are a psychopath.
It's just
what
She'd come
now?
out and she'd
sociopath.
be pink.
What's the benefit of an ice bath? Like, why do athletes do that?
It
Reduces
reduces inflammation
Gotcha.
inflammation
Okay.
and like
on a on a global sense.
yeah, and it works a lot quicker than just like applying a an ice pack.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Especially like those professional trainer ice baths, they've got like it's like a jacuzzi jet, but it's just meant to
Yep.
constantly agitate so that way you don't get like localized warming as like your body heats up the water around it.
Okay.
And like they would put iodine in there because iodine helps keep it cooler, like the salt and ice challenge in high school.
Yeah, that's that's right.
It was like so Teddy would just he would do that. He'd dry me off and then he'd tape me up with the KT tape, and I would just be ready to go for the
Ready
day.
to rip.
Oh
Love
my
that.
God.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not much of a bath guy.
Same.
I
I
don't
do
do it anymore.
I do like I'll do an ice bath or a hot like foot soak when my feet are acting up after
Okay.
like long days, but that's usually like it's just up to my ankles. Um, and I just sit there with my computer and watch Tavon Austin highlights.
Nice. That's a baseball player, Luke.
Okay, I didn't know if we were just making up random names and pretending they're baseball players like we have been.
Tavon
He's also
Austin has the greatest college football highlights in history. It's that one video.
yep, yep.
It's the one video.
Yeah, Luke, he's actually a football player. I was messing with you.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Sorry. I was kind of being a dick, but it didn't really land. So that's
No,
okay.
I didn't know that either. So,
I know. I know. Um,
Shout out
well,
West Virginia.
shout out West Virginia. Luke loves West Virginia.
oh God, I just love it. Only, well, okay. I love it a whole lot now, but I didn't then. When I had strep and a tonsil infection, and I was stuck on the bus with a bunch of fellow high schoolers, and we had to go through just the entire state, and it was just bleak and cold and empty and sad. But now I appreciate it so much. I love it. It's beautiful.
It was like, you
It's
like
full of
John
life.
Denver. Like,
I love him.
I kiss him on the mouth. All right, guys. Keegan, what is your go-to shower beer?
So there's an easy answer here. I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna branch out a little bit. So rather than saying my easy answer, which everybody knows already.
We already know.
Yeah. Everybody knows
Shortstop of
that
your
one.
baseball team.
Yes, I'm not saying it again. I'm not saying it again. I refuse.
Never again on this pod.
I think shower beers are a really great time to go macro with a Coors. Like a Blue Mountain Coors
For a
with a
banquet
hot
or
shower.
a
No,
banquet?
no, not a banquet. Like a Coors Light.
No.
Silver
I
bullets.
a silver bullet with the mountains blue and the steam coming off.
You know what? I'll save you some money, Keegan. All you got to do, because this is all that they talk about, all you got to do is you got to turn down the heat, get a cold shower, and you're essentially just bathing in Coors Light. So then you can drink a real human beer.
You drink a hot
And let me all right.
Founders Scotch ale.
Yeah.
Well, I'll run it back then. I'll run it back then. So another one that I thought would be a good shower beer, not one that I've had actually, but one thing that would be good. Something like an IC light, like an Iron City light,
Okay.
I think would be a fantastic shower beer. For those of you that don't know, Iron City and Iron City Light it's like the Iron City beer companies out of Pittsburgh. So like at Penguins games, for example, they're selling tall boys of IC Light. And it's light,
I'm
it's
not
refreshing.
familiar. I've not spent a lot
Yeah.
of time
You looked a little
northwestern
perplexed.
Pennsylvania.
You looked a little perplexed. So
Yeah.
so it's just like I'd say it's comparable to our Jenny Light as Rochester folk.
Yeah,
Respectable.
and if you haven't made your way out there, Donnie, you absolutely should, because he summed up the thing that's going on there.
Sporting events and beer.
Yeah. I would Pamanti Brothers, like I gotta get out there, man.
Mhm.
It's on my list in the next 3 to 5 years. Like I need to see PNC Park. I know.
Yeah, that one's sick.
I went through both areas that we just talked about a little while ago. I went through both West Virginia and Pennsylvania, well, specifically Pittsburgh, on like a mini adventure with Alan, however, like 4 months ago, maybe, to try and get his pedal board back. So
What?
I love
yeah,
musicians.
we stopped for beer. This obviously was a precursor to the gout, but we like stopped for some beers and had a good time. It was awesome.
Love that.
All right.
West Virginia was beautiful in early spring.
Did you have a good shower beer there, or what else do you have to recommend?
Didn't have to stay overnight. Um, we did come back and hit a blizzard through Buffalo, so I guess that was really scary.
That's like a Tuesday every like December through March in Buffalo.
Those poor bastards.
Yeah.
Well, what about you, Donnie? What's an example of a beer that's a good shower beer for you?
So I already mentioned Kugels. I think their shandies are just they're made for it. I think it's just a light. It's crushable. I can have 2 in the shower and, after a long, hard day of work and I feel hydrated. You guys can't see it. I've talked a lot about my experiences with this brewery as I've come to really appreciate it recently. I'm wearing a hat from
Nice.
Goose Island.
There
Yeah,
you
baby.
go.
Goose Island Summertime Kolsch to me is going to be a shower beer moving forward.
All right.
That's
Great.
a beer that I would recommend everyone try. I don't know if I mentioned it previously on the pod, but Sophie and I have both said it tastes different on tap. Like it tastes like a fruitier, more aromatic beer on tap. But even out of a can is a good, light, crushable 5%er.
Well, it's funny. I've actually had an experience where a beer that I've had outside of the shower and didn't enjoy that much, was enjoyable to me in a different setting, in a different,
Really?
yeah. And that
Name that
setting
beer.
was, it was the
MTV.
Three Heads Brewing Strawberry Fields Lager. If you
Hmm.
I
guys
haven't
have
had
had
it.
it at all, the
Nope.
artwork is awesome. I
Indeed
didn't
has a
like it the
beer called
first time I
Strawberry
had it, but
Fields too. So
uh-oh, who's copying who? Although
it's an
I don't
ale.
know if Three Heads is still. Oh, okay, then no, nobody's copying no one. Cool. We got our bases covered.
But
Um,
so you didn't like it before,
I
but
didn't like it
then
before, and then it was like I grabbed a beer I had in my fridge. It happened to be that one. And took it into the shower and was like, "This is the appropriate setting for this beer." I never would have known that unless I had taken my alcoholism into other aspects of life, like cleaning, like getting clean.
you know
Not
what
from
I
alcohol though.
No.
no, never. You know what I'd like to trademark that this thought just popped into my head. It's probably been done. I'm sure it's been done. I want like so there's shower beer holders. I want like a shower beer fridge though.
Mm.
Like the wall of your shower is a
Yeah,
fridge
so
door.
yes, but so like think about it this way. Like you know how you can like basically you pull it and it refills down the bottom. So you have beer stacked in and it's like a cooler and then you just pull a beer and then they're still sitting there cold.
So essentially, do you just want to take a shower in a gas station?
Well, no, but I'm
Like,
thinking like sideways refills, like a
oh, okay, I see.
I'm trying to think of
like
a good
a
example.
soup dispenser at the grocery
Yes.
store when you go
Yes.
to the Campbell's.
I want a
Okay.
refrigerated one of those to hold beer in the shower. That's what I want.
The only reason that's on the top of my head is because we discussed this earlier at today, my work. Um, for context, I develop aerosol cans of an unnamed product, because I like
Nice.
to at least remain somewhat anonymous on here.
There you go.
But someone suggested like, well, what if we just got rid of like boxes in Walmart and we had like a soup can holder like that?
I mean, come on, like how good would that be though? You keep like 12 beers in there.
Hmm.
They're always cold.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I
think
would like
I think
I'm
we should
in.
trademark it.
I got a
Uh,
lot of shit to trademark this week, man.
I'll start working on a prototype.
Have you guys had Golden Road Mango Cart in the shower?
That
No,
was going to be on my
I
list of beers I
definitely
need to
needs to.
drink in the shower.
Please
The thing
add that to your list.
for me, the thing is I can find it okay. So there's a very small towny bar by me that I've told you guys about before called The Bubbler. And it's just this tiny cash only bar
Right.
that has every variety of Miller beer on draft. But they also have Mango Cart on draft just randomly.
Just yeah.
And so
That's
like
bizarre.
I'll go there with Sophie and she's like, I'm fucking drinking Mango Cart on draft, damn it. But it's way easier for me to find in bars than it is in stores. So next time, I might have to look for it. I'm probably going to Total Wine this weekend because I think my half year bonus is coming in. So I was gonna go buy a
Nice.
nice bottle.
That means
Wow.
it's got to go towards beer.
I was gonna buy a nice bottle because Goose Island just announced their yearly BCS stouts, and so I was gonna buy a bottle
Ooh.
of one of the special editions. This year, by the way, boys, I know Matt messaged us about it. I don't know if you saw them. They're bringing back the vanilla bean rye. That
That sounds
is
Oh,
really
that
good.
sounds so fucking good to me, man. But
wow.
also the coconut macaroon stout.
Hold
I
on.
would
So
be
can
down to
we
try that.
That
like
would
like
that's
people collect Blantons? Can we like just try to collect all of the Goose Island stouts between the three of us?
they're very easy for me to get, man.
All of them though.
I don't know. We can ask Matt because he's
He
got every bottle full and empty that he's probably ever drank
the one
from
I
Goose
need
Island.
to text my friend who works at Goose Island about is from I think 2021. They did a cherry cola stout or a Coca-Cola stout.
Oh man, that's
And
got to be
crazy, right?
yeah. That's got to be pretty
But
interesting.
anyway, I was gonna get a bottle of something like that. Not that I was gonna drink it immediately, but just be like splurge a little bit on a 20 something dollar bottle of beer.
I like
Well,
that.
let me just tell you, I was thoroughly impressed. First off, very happy, but thoroughly impressed with the selection that I received of beer from a special someone in the mail today, and that special someone might just be Donnie sitting here with us.
Well, we'll get to that in a second because I do have other things to recommend for shower beers. I don't know
Oh,
about you
okay, all right,
guys.
all right, all right.
But for me, a beer that I had that I enjoyed more in the shower, I've drank it on the podcast, but I don't think I've reviewed it. Chili Rabbit from Lakefront Brewery. It's their
Hmm.
cold IPA. Um, I think it's just like a very classic IPA. I get a lot of like coriander, and I drank it out of a different glass one time. I drank it out of like my Sam's Adams lager glass, and I was getting notes of like strawberry from it, which was really weird.
Hmm.
Interesting.
But I think it's like a nice, good, mellow IPA. I very much enjoyed that beer after mowing the lawn in the shower.
Okay.
Because I do
Sweet.
think like sometimes, like I mentioned, like if you're pre-gaming or going a little harder with the shower beers, drinking like slightly higher ABV beer, it's like accelerating it for you, especially if you're under the hot water, like the blood's pumping quicker, you know?
I was just gonna say, I feel like there's something about the steam of the shower and like some hoppiness that goes together really well
Yeah, I got to mow the lawn one of these days, so I will probably have a review of the shower
of
beer
a shower beer.
relatively quickly.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
And so the reason I say that, so Donna, you said Heady Topper. I think
Mhm.
Heady Topper would be a really good shower beer.
That would be
I
a
think
fun
it's
one.
I think it's a little heavier than what I would normally think of as a shower beer, but I think I would really enjoy it. So I'm gonna have to first of all figure out where I can get some down here, and
I'm
then
I'm gonna
yeah,
be looking for it when I go to New England. Basically a month from now. I'll be there for a friend of mine's wedding. Sophie and I just officially confirmed we're gonna do the Allagash Brewery tour.
Ooh.
nice.
Because the wedding's in Portland, Maine, so we're just gonna
Oh,
but it's
nice.
in the evening. So I'm like I text her, I'm like, do you want to do the Allagash tour? Like
You're gonna be
we got a
there
whole
for
day to
God's
do.
sake.
And
Yeah,
like they have a noon tour. The wedding's at like 5 o'clock.
perfect.
So that's our plan.
You're fine then.
That's
But
plenty of time to do 3 brewery tours.
dude, no. Okay, you got to look up where Allagash is in Portland. There's like down the street, there's like it's like one of those like industrial parks that has like 4 breweries in it.
That's the one you were telling me to go through,
Oh,
and
Yeah.
that was so we weren't like super close to Portland.
No, but if like you
That was
made it
one of
up
the
that way,
reasons I was like, ah, damn, that would have been sick to go to.
oh,
that's
that's
I
right.
yeah.
Yeah, you were there very recently, Keegan.
Yeah, middle of June.
Yeah.
Middle of
Yeah,
June.
well, not in Portland though. I was in Ogunquit, Maine,
Well, right,
like
Maine.
York
Algonquin.
Cliffs. Yeah,
No, but like I said, I will look for Heady Topper when I'm back because I still have not had that beer. I haven't really been in New England since I've liked IPAs because that's within the past like
Mhm.
4 months.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna
yeah.
look for that.
Honestly,
I've
like
got a couple good beer stores in my hometown actually. Um,
you
I
should be
don't
able
know
to get
how.
it,
I hope so.
It
and
it it,
if not, take a road trip to Vermont.
Yeah, I
it
don't have that in the
seems to
schedule,
me
man.
it seems to me like New England could really do a good job with IPAs. Like they ought to just name some of them after it.
That
Yeah.
would be smart. That would be smart.
Well, I will say like I don't know if you have another beer to recommend, Luke, but we can kind of get into it. Where I live in the Midwest, there's not a lot of like amazing IPAs. A lot of the like I don't think of a signature Milwaukee IPA. Like and that's why
Interesting.
in the package I sent you, Luke, the only IPA I sent you, um, which is what is it called? Space Worm, right? It's not on there. It was in your special goodie bag.
Ooh,
It's the black
Space
can
Whistle,
Space Whistle, sorry.
Mosaic IPA.
So that brewery just like went out of business overnight randomly one day a couple
Oh,
of months ago. So that beer is no longer in production.
Wow. Well,
save
I'm gonna
that.
absolutely cherish this then.
But it's like that was beer. I'm like, this is a really good IPA for Milwaukee, but
And
I
then it's
don't
gone.
know. I don't know. Maybe my Milwaukee locals who listen to this podcast or enjoyers can think of it, but I don't think of like a signature Milwaukee IPA personally.
Well, are they growing a lot of hops out there in
It's
general?
it's not a hoppy environment, no.
Right. I was going to say because I imagine out there it's a lot of wheat, a lot of barley, like
That's why cream ales are really
grains.
big out here and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes total sense. Because I was trying to think. I'm like, well, because we have a ton in the Finger Lakes. You'd think we'd have, but no, that makes
It's a
sense, right?
humider
Because
climate
we're
over
hop
there though.
country. Mm-hmm.
They gotta make the Finger Lakes IPA, the Flippa.
The
Well, the flipper.
No,
yeah.
but I don't know if you had another beer to recommend for drinking in the shower, Luke, before we get into my little care package.
Well, and I did point out that I think fruit is my preference for notes that I get out of or I want out of a shower beer, but there is absolutely something to be said for a Jenny Light or a Miller Light or some light, crisp, refreshing beer in
A
the
beer
shower that's
beer.
easy to grab. Yeah. Stroh's. Although Stroh's I always just utilized for everything. So
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah. I was just looking over this again. Your
Yeah, you can
your
get Keegan hyped
explanations here.
before he gets his package.
I know.
I
What stands
I'm
out to you,
gonna
Luke? Like what is exciting you the most?
the pistachio cream ale.
Okay. So you
Oh,
can the list of beers that I sent out to both these guys was indeed pistachio cream ale, Eagle Park Ecto Cooler, which is a hard seltzer. That beer you must pour into a glass before drinking
Okay.
because it is a crazy color. I sent Riverwest Stein from Lakefront, very classic amber ale. I sent Smile from Third Space. I don't know if it's their most iconic, but I think it's their best beer. What else did I send? I sent Mud Puppy Porter from Central Waters.
That's the other one I'm really excited for.
That's a really good beer.
The pistachio cream ale because I've heard you talk about it a bunch of times.
Mhm.
But this mud puppy porter because that was my nickname in high school. No, because
Yeah.
that's what I enjoy. That's the style I enjoy quite profusely.
I deleted my notes on this. I was trying to pull it up. What are the other two beers I sent, Luke?
Third Space Brewing Smile. Did you say that one?
Yep.
Broken Bat Brewery.
Corey.
Corey.
That's a beer I love.
And then so Lakefront Brewery, indeed, Third Space, Broken Bat, Central Waters, Eagle Park Brewing. Oh, my other surprise beer,
Yeah,
the Wolf Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrels.
that's a yearly
wow.
release from Three Shapes Brewing.
Oh my God.
It's a cool
I
looking can.
have I have on this plastic bag real legitimate Gandalf hair. I can clone
That's
your
unreal.
cat Gandalf.
No, no. Yeah. No, I want to send you guys a care package out from the city of beer. I thought it was cool for Luke including that Space Whistle IPA because they don't make it anymore, but it's a good beer.
I so appreciate you sending that and also taking the time to get everything ready here. And I definitely now I know now I've got some inspiration considering I still have to get our stickers out to you guys.
So I can plaster
This
them all
guy.
over the city.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it was funny. Sophie and I went kayaking this weekend. So we got our kayaks. She set them up for a place very close to the lake. So then we kayaked inland up the river. And so like we kayaked all the way up to Lakefront Brewery, which is called Lakefront, but it's on the river.
Oh,
Um,
that's funny.
yeah,
Riverfront doesn't have the same ring, I don't think.
no. But so we got that. So we parked our kayaks there and got beers. But when we like ended up getting back, the owner of the kayak place was like, yeah, like you guys want free stickers? Like I just write these off as marketing dollars because I just get calls from people being like, I saw your sticker on a street sign and I want to rent kayaks now.
Oh, hell yeah, that's awesome.
So
He's
we're
like,
we're
it's like
writing
next
off
to
the
nothing,
stickers
man.
then.
Yeah. No, I'm excited for
Yeah,
you to
I'm.
try that stuff.
I can't wait to get my box. Is it in a corrugated box, Donnie?
Yeah, it's in a U-line box I stole from work.
Uh,
It's in
I'm lost.
corrugated. I use newspaper as dunnage. I put most of the beers in a bag so that way, in case they broke, the UPS didn't sue me for shipping beer.
Wait, is it
No, that was
illegal?
perfect.
You're not supposed to ship beer in Wisconsin. That's like a weird thing here.
You didn't ship it in Wisconsin. You shipped it out of Wisconsin. So I think we're okay.
I don't know, man. It's weird. Like I shipped a couple things back to myself when I was visiting my family this holiday season, including a bottle of vodka.
Well, so
Oh,
Donnie, now you're getting swatted is what's gonna happen.
They don't
yeah.
know my address, but I just remember
It's
like
only on the
specifically
box.
I like because I had some Christmas presents and stuff that I was like sending back like I didn't have room for in my suitcase, and I was like, I'll just pack some extra stuff in here. And I went to UPS and they're like, oh, just sign here for the terms and conditions, like make sure you're not shipping any like guns, alcohol, or firearms or something like that. And they're like guns, it was like firearms, alcohol, or tobacco. And I'm like, yeah, sure.
I definitely don't have tobacco or guns in there.
So that's me incriminating myself live on a podcast, but that's in the past.
Dude, I have so much trouble not getting searched at the airport. I don't know.
Oh my God.
I just
I'm just thinking about your Nashville flight.
oh, that was
Do
bad.
you want to tell that story?
Yeah, I'm on a list for sure. So I had not finished unpacking my suitcase or whatever duffel I was using from the last vacation I was on where I had gone fishing and I had, been well, let's just say using knives.
Oh
Okay,
no.
And
so
not
so
small knives.
yeah, I'm going through and my bag's all held up. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I'm waiting there in my socks. I'm waiting and waiting. Watch as the TSA agent pulls another person, like TSA person over. Another person comes and grabs it, brings it over to this section and it asks me to sit down. And I sit down and essentially asks me like, "Do you have any weapons in your bag?" I said, "No." She goes, "So then you didn't know about this?" And she pulls out a massive knife that I had forgotten to take out of one of the side pockets. And I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that was still in there. I was just on vacation." Of course, giving the whole explanation. She goes, and for some reason, this was the options that I was given. I could either take it from her and put it out in my car, or she could throw it away.
No in
And
between.
I said, I got dropped off here, so you can throw it away.
That's
You
a
can throw that large knife away in the garbage can. Like, it's just such a weird.
dude, that's crazy. A guy I work with, like they used to fly he used to fly everywhere all the time. And he was flying out of like the White Plains airport, I think. He had gone down there for a
Mhm.
work trip. And like he always checks a bag. But I guess like he had forgotten when he checked his bag, to put like he works in packaging, so like he usually has like a little pocket knife on him just in case he needs to like cut something open or whatever.
Or kill
Always puts in
someone.
his check bag. Yeah, to kill someone. Shout out Javier the murderer. But he said he was like, yeah, like he's like, I forgot it. Like I put it in my carry-on. He's like, I left it in my carry-on. Like they didn't call through it. And then our flight got delayed by like 4 hours. So like we all left the airport and went to go get lunch. And then we came back through security. um, they found my knife and they confiscated it then. For the first
That's
pass, it did not work.
Well, I'm just like thinking literally multiple times I've watched them dissect my bag, or I've had a note left in it alerting me that TSA had gone through my bag because they thought there was some like weird stuff in it. I was coming back from Minnesota once and I had bought a drinking horn from this really cool like Celtic shop in the Mall of America. And it was completely like there was nothing in it. And but they had opened it to check that, and then on my way, or I guess I was back at the time. But like another example is like I came back from Utah from a family trip, and I opened my bag and there was a note saying that they found, something weird or thought they did, so they looked through it, and it was because I brought home this big ass rock that I found on a mountain.
Which is like a Luke thing to do.
Yeah, which it was a really like it was shaped like those old-fashioned really bulky cell phones. Like the
Okay, yeah.
first ones out there,
With the antenna and everything. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, well, yeah. At this point, they're fossilized, so no.
Yeah. Buried them.
Yeah.
Well, that's our show about shower beers, my friends. Remember to vote in our poll. What should our shirt say? I
Oh.
like nice cans or show us your cans.
And remember too, you want to drink responsibly even when you're underneath a shower faucet.
Make
Okay.
sure that your shower has the like anti-slip stickers in the
The
bottom of
mats,
it.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
And
so
good.
that way you don't slip on your and crack your pint glass in the shower.
yeah, or if you have one of those beer fridges in your shower, for the love of God, please keep that clean. That's got to be really, really gross. That's got to be so gross. Can you imagine that?
Grimy.
Uh,
Grimy, just grimy. You don't want grime on your beer fridge.
you might though.
I will
Well,
say, so Luke, as you're gonna clone my cat, one thing to note about him, every day when I get out of the shower, he jumps in and then licks the water off the bottom of the shower.
oh my
I give
God.
him fresh water every day in his bowl that is designated. And every day when I get out of the shower, he decides I just hear, and it's just him drinking water in the shower.
Okay, well, to be fair, we did just finish an episode talking about shower beer. So if you got any of the beer down, that's probably why he's there.
I don't drink a beer at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday
You're a better
in the
man than
shower.
I. No.
We were going to end the episode, but then we remembered that we need to nominate beers for our next week. So, what do you guys got for me?
I would like to formally nominate IPAs, double, triple, or otherwise.
Yep.
And what did I say?
Blonde
Blonde ales. Yep.
Luke,
Yep.
what do you have for me?
Okay, let's see. Come back to me. Come back
All
to me.
right. So I was gonna nominate IPAs as well. So I'm putting
Perfect.
second IPA in there.
Oh baby.
But then going back
Ew.
from last week, I would like to bring Kolsch's in. I think that's a beer
Ooh,
style we haven't talked a whole lot about.
I like it.
I do like a lot typically.
Luke?
Okay. I would like to add not a specific style, but a region.
Okay.
Okay. I'd like for us to try and find a beer. I don't know how we're going to put this on the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Beer from a state we have not visited before.
Okay.
A new state beer.
New state
State
beer.
beer.
Not
Oh,
to be
that's a
confused
fun
with
idea.
New Belgium or I can't think of another brewery that has new in the name. Okay. Is that your one nomination, Luke?
Oh shoot. Yeah, wait a minute. I should probably throw another one out there.
Put an IPA.
This
We
one-
have a
this
50%
one's
chance
gotta
of
be-
Yeah,
drinking an
right.
IPA.
This one's gotta be a beer you can drink while hopping on one foot.
Yeah.
right.
Upside down beer.
You know what? Screw it. IPA.
All right, 50% chance of
All right,
IPA
so we're
going
rolling
in this week.
IPAs. It seems like
It's
Watch
the
it
time.
not land on that.
That's what I'm
It won't.
hoping for. All right, it's spinning.
It's gonna be Kolsch.
It's gonna be new state beer.
What is it?
New State,
New
Belgium. New State beer. So that's 2 weeks in a row that Luke's nominations won. So
Luke is just a winner. Luke, can we go play the lottery or something?
yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Well, that's officially our show, friends. Now that you know, we're going to be drinking beers from places we've never been.
We're the Lewis and Clark of alcoholics. I don't know. Beer drinkers? Beer drinkers. That's a more appropriate term. We don't have a problem diagnosed.
No, medically, no.
Yeah.
Well, you do, but like
Well,
the other half of us.
I love that the two of you make up the other half. What an asshole. I make up a half and the two of you put together make up another half. Is that a fat joke?
No,
mean,
it's
if
I drank an 8.7% Polish beer, and then I'm already halfway through another beer. So
Oh, okay.
I
So
can't
math
do
went to the
math.
wayside. Okay. All right. All right.